First step, when it loads, position of the seam is controlled by the seam position counter on the control box. Then you stretch the collar and shirt after it's been loaded. Sew. Once you finish sewing, then you collapse it and sew off using the vacuum chain cutter. Sizing adjustment is used a ratcheting lever. The furthest forward you can come is there. To adjust for the thickness of the collar material, you have two screws here that move the whole assembly up and down, and then you have a minute adjustment screw here to adjust the lever to the proc switch. Okay, the sewing head must be set at a height so that you can use these screws to get the top surface of this roller even with the surface of the throat plate. So if your head needs you need to raise your head up high enough so that you can get this level with this and this level with this. Setting up the rear roller, move it as close to the head as you can without the roller rubbing on the casting or the linkage of the cylinder hitting any of the screws or casting itself on the back. Initial alignment of the roller assembly to the sewing head, you want to line the right edge of the roller up roughly with the knife. Make sure that your brackets are adjusted in the center to start. Once you have everything in place and test it, then you should have enough adjustment to get the edge of the material into the knife if it's not getting that far on your initial test. The front roller assembly must be positioned far enough away from the head to allow the tensioning rod here to clear the casting of the sewing head. The counters on the control box control the length of time that the collar runs to get it into position. If the collar has no closing seam, then you use the first number, the feed time, and that's the length of time that the motor runs to allow the collar to move up the rollers and get in under the foot. The seam position counter is for collars that have a closing seam. The detector on the feed mechanism, when it detects a seam, this is the time delay after the seam is detected when the motor stops to allow to get the collar, to get the seam under the foot. The feed motor button is a manual control for the feed motor. The power switch turns the power to the control box on and off, and then you have a fuse for the system also.
When you turn on the machine, it starts rotating in the display. It shows a 0, then a dash, then the software revision 166, another dash, and then the setting of the jumpers 110. After that, the light should go out and the green light flash slowly.
We have bearings that basically lock the shaft in one direction. It's supposed to be free on this direction, but when you move it back, it's drag the shaft. It may be possible that the bearings are not in the right direction. What you can do is just put the cones in the other way and try and see if it's working properly.